see if you don't agree with me that he's wide open for counter punches because he kind of leaves his hand out there in an effort to gain extra power when he's throwing his punches. Watch him. And especially when he's trying to load up with the right against lesser fighters, it's going to work because he's just a better athlete. But look at it and tell me, knowing what you know about Ward, that you don't see perfectly landed left hooks on that jaw. Just go ahead and take a look at it. And sometime let me know, because I really respect your opinion. Your forecasts turn out to be correct such a high percentage of the time, but if you take a closer look at them, and if you don't change your mind about this one going the distance.
The one that's on right now. About which one going the distance? Which fight you talking about going the distance?
Well, you thought that Andre Ward would beat Sullivan Barrera because it's going to be a pretty tough fight. It's not a pushover and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, he might not be, but I'm predicting that for Andre Ward, he will be a pushover. And if you take a look at him in action, just tell me honestly if you don't think that there's a possibility that I'm right about this. Just take a look at what he does, especially with his right, when he's trying to load up that extra power by sort of leading into it and pushing that punch out there, and not snapping it back into defensive position at all. And to me, the hand speed isn't there. I mean, these two things, I think he's going to be a sitting duck.
Maybe.
See if you agree. And, of course, if you don't, you don't. We'll see when they fight.
It's man, it's going to be. I don't know. I think Barrera is. I'm going to have to watch a couple fights of his to make sure. What makes Ward so dangerous is he can fight. He's Marvin Hagler. He's orthodox one. He can switch stances between jabs. That's phenomenal, man. Very few people have ever been able to do it. There's a lot of people who can go orthodox to left-handed back to orthodox. You know what I'm saying? Very few can just like they're walking down the damn sidewalk and going to walk around somebody and do it. You know what I'm saying? And Ward can do it with the best that's ever been. That's what makes him so phenomenal. It's part of what makes him so phenomenal. You never catch him off balance, ever. Stuff like that. You just don't do it.
Well, particularly because you agree with that. I know that we're on the same page on it. And you watch somebody who's leaving his right hand out there and his jaw wide open and just reassess it. Just, if you still think that it'll go the distance, then, you're probably right. You're right along.
Do I think Ward and Barrera goes the distance?
Ward and Sullivan.
No, hell no. That fight don't go the distance. No. I was talking about Ward and Kovalev.
Oh, okay.
Hell no.
Okay.
Ward not coming out.
It's too easy for me to be predicting Ward knocking Kovalev out.
Yeah, I understand. It is way too early for that. I was coming up with a again.
I thought you were telling me he's going to go the distance, but beat Sullivan Barrera up.
I believe he beat Sullivan Barrera within 8 rounds. Or 9. I'm going to say 9. The reason I say 9 is because it's going to take... Ward's not a one-punch knockout man. All right? But he is a wear your ass out till you're tired of getting beat on kind of man. You see what I'm saying?
Not a one-punch knockout artist, but I think that he's going to land barrages of punches on Sullivan Barrera, and it's going to happen early.
There's no doubt about that. I believe you're probably right. Now, he'll pick up whatever tail Barrera has. He'll have it in his back pocket come fight night. Don't kid yourself.
Barrera might have a little surprise for him, but I think not. Just take a look at
I'm going to watch the fight. There's no way I missed that fight. I mean, you're talking about anytime any of these guys that I got in my top 10 or Ring's got in their top 10 or anything like that, get snipper ring, I'm on it. And the reason is because greatness recognizes greatness. You know what I'm saying? And I want to know what makes this guy so great, because you can watch two police athletic league bums. They sit in there to be telling each other. Referee kind of stops him. Says, "Hey, you can whoop this guy or not?" Oh hell, I say he has. That's Judy.
Now on Andre Ward against Kovalev, I think we're pretty much on the same page on that one.
Yeah, that's what
I don't see Ward knocking Kovalev out.
No, he don't.
Kovalev has something that Sullivan Barrera does not, and that's fast, accurate, and hard hands. Both hands are like that. One thing about a lot of the opponents that Kovalev has had is they're doing okay for a while, and then all of a sudden 3 or 4 really hard punches land just like that. And they're on jelly legs.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
Ward is going to get his jaw clipped, and he's going to have to fight a tactical fight.
He will.
He really does not have the firepower to bang with Kovalev.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But
I can see your points very well. Very well, I can see your points. Without a doubt. I mean, you're dead on the money without a doubt. I mean, that very well can happen easily. When it comes to Barrera, now, don't kid yourself. The first 2 or 3 rounds, Barrera through 4 rounds, Barrera's in the hole is either going to be even at 2-2 or hold a 3-1 lead. Round 5, round 6, 7, 8, by round 9, Ward has reestablished himself and possibly knocked him out. Stop the fight. Now, it'll probably be a finish, not a knockout, but a TKO. Okay? And the reason I say that is because, And I say that because the referee ain't going to allow him to stand in there and take a beating, and the risk of Ward not being able to fight next. HBO's got too much money invested in him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
HBO's done invested too much money in him. He is now going to be the second highest paid boxer in the sport. I mean, you think about it. The man got more to fight on BET than Gennady Golovkin got to fight a damn pay-per-view fight. Now, how crazy is that?
Yeah, well.
But, I mean, I say that, but, you know, he was number 2 in the world pound for pound before he ever left the sport, before he got hurt, you know? He originally left because of a torn rotator cuff. He went in, he had it surgically repaired. All right? They told him he'd be out 6 to 8 months. He scheduled a fight 5 months after surgery. And he was going to make the fight, you know, until the stuff happened, you know, reducing and everything. He found out that the co-promoter, all right, when Ward signed his contract with Dan Goosen, you got to know Dan Goosen. I know Dan Goosen because he was Paul's promoter too. All right, but, you know, all I did with Paul pretty much is, you know, I would do some stuff in the corner occasionally, work up here at the gym with him. And, you know, like George Peterson used to use me, his trainer, and go like, "Chris, what the hell, do you see anything wrong?" You know what I'm saying? I was like, "I see a bunch wrong with him." And I do. Every time I watch Paul fight, I see a bunch wrong. Truth of the matter is this: you got a guy at 6'4" with an 84-inch reach, fighting at 147. He ain't never supposed to lose. Ever. I mean, he don't have to maintain his full distance. He just has to maintain at least a foot of it. He's got to maintain 2.5 feet of it to be able to maintain distance over everybody in the damn weight division. You know? I mean, his wingspan was over 2.5 foot longer than anybody else's in the sport. At that weight, they didn't stand a snowball chance in hell against him. Plain and simple. I mean, from Floyd Mayweather on down, I don't give a damn what welterweight gets in the ring with that man at that time. He ain't gonna lose. You know, there's a lot of pictures you see up. It's got him, Pacquiao, and Mayweather. Top 3 fighters in the world, pound for pound. Remember? At one time.
Yeah.
And Paul was the only one that was standing there undefeated, him and Mayweather. You know, what's going to happen? When's he going to fight him? When's he going to fight him? He wouldn't fight. I mean, none of them would fight him. I don't blame him. I wouldn't have got in there either. You know what I'm saying? Not if you're going to pay me the same thing to go in there and fight De La Hoya, which De La Hoya wasn't a cinch by no means. Don't get me wrong. But to fight, let's just scrap De La Hoya. But to fight guys like, everybody that he's fought, Madonna. I mean, and Madonna's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong, but he fought the best fight of his life against Mayweather the first night. If not,
he certainly did.
Huh?
I said he certainly did.
Okay, if not, he gets his ass whooped. Plain and simple. That night, that was a close fight. Mayweather won the fight, but it was close. It was 116, 114, 115, 113. It was right there in that area. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
I think the judges...
Would you have thought it was a robbery if they gave it to Maidana?
Do what now?
Would you have thought it was a robbery if they gave it to Maidana?
Well, that depends, Pete, and I'll tell you why. Truth of the matter is this, guys. A champion's supposed to lose his belt. Now, although I am seeing more and more often, that ain't the case. Champion walking under belated and defeated because the damn he shouldn't even fucking fought. They're playing with boots on. Wow. But yeah, it's I don't know. I really don't. It's absurd. I spar with Floyd some at the trials and before and stuff. I also seen Jacob, the one that works with us now, is Brian Boxer. He's admin on the Fight Source page too. I seen Jacob drill his ass in '96 up in Atlanta. Right before the Olympics warming up. So Jacob was on the team. But Jacob really wasn't old enough to be out there. He wasn't the 6'10". He can't fight in the elite men's division. This Olympics right here, back to no headgear. If you're 17 years old, if you're 18 years old, like that boy that's going over there representing Honduras, he'll be the only boxer Honduras sends to the Olympics. And on top of that, he'll be 17 years old fighting men 25, 30 years old. And, man, I hope he does good. I'd love to see him win that gold because that'd be a good stepping stone for Fight Serve, to put a gold medal. That's the guy that I can put out there 40, 50 grand first fight. And they won't hesitate to give it to him, Won't hesitate. All right, fellas, we're going to wrap this on up. This is KCP coming to you in the province here. You want to say good night, Prophet?
Good night, everybody. Had a great time talking to you. Until the next time.
So long. And we're going to let J24K carry you out the door. A little broadcast news on the side. Come on over, guys. Let's do that. Finish the broadcast up. And it's been a good time. We'll see you Friday night. It's Friday at 9:14 p.m. Thank you. I think we got into a little rambling there, but it's all right.
You're going to have a tough time doing another one.
Yeah, I'm about wore out.
You really ought to consider pulling the trigger on that relive stuff soon.
Yeah, let me know about that, man. I don't even know about all that. I do need to get some of that. No kidding.
Well, I need to talk. I need to have you talk to my wife about it. She'll set you up. So I'll tell you what my concern is. I didn't realize that you had this spleen removal, and you are now subject to more illnesses. Because that's another effect when everything is the nutrition.
New ground beats.
I can't hear myself. Turn me up.
On Beatmaker, the hit maker, the hit maker, the hit maker.
Hey. we good now?